Hello, welcome. In this tutorial I'm going to show how to install Arch Linux in virtual machine. So first of all we have to go to archlinux.org, and once we are in the web page we're going to download section. So here we can see a lot of releases. We have a Docker image, background image. We have virtual machine images, but we are going to install an image direct from HTTP mirror. So here we can see we have a lot of places where we can download the images, but we're going to download the image from United States mirror. We're going to use in this case arizona.edu. Why is here twice? Because one mirror is HTTP, the other mirror is HTTPS. So we are going to download the image from the HTTPS mirror. Here we have all the archives, and we're going to download this one, Arch Linux x86 64. So we're going to click on it, and it's downloading. And now we are going to click on this archive. That's the signature. So then we can check about the image that we are downloading. So we're going to click on it, and we are also going to download this archive to check, make the checksum, and we're going to click on it. Here we can see 4 different sums. We're going to download, or we're going to copy the one that has the name of the image that we are downloading. In our case, it's this one. We are downloading this image, so we're going to copy this into a notepad or any text editor that you like. So we copy this, we paste them in another place, and then we can proceed with the checksum. Okay, now with the 3 files that we downloaded earlier, we're going to do the checksum for the image. So we're going to use b2sum command. So in this command, we can check the file. Now we can pass options and then the file to check. So we're going to use C flag, because this we will check the sums from the file. So we're going to do b2sum -c b2sums.txt. So Here we can see that the command is telling us that the file is okay. So we can clear this. And now we can check the signature. Use GPG. So I'm going to type GPG dash dash key server options auto key retrieve dash dash verify. And here we need to verify the dot signature file. So I'm going to press enter key. Here is doing some testing to the file, and then we can see that this image has a good signature. So this is all, and we can check here in the download page. Sorry, that the PGP fingerprint is the same as the fingerprint that we have here. So with this, we can proceed with the installation. We can start with the booting the live environment. But first of all, we have to set the virtual machine. So, okay, let's create a new virtual machine so we can install the Arch Linux image. Going to machine new, then we're going to set name for the new virtual machine, and the folder where we're going to save the virtual machines data, the ISO image from where we're going to install the new operating system, type Linux version Arch Linux 64-bit. This is okay. We're going to click next. Base memory, we leave the base memory to 1 gigabyte, one processor. We click next. We are going to create a virtual hard disk now with 8 gigabytes, and we are going to pre-allocate full size of the disk. We don't want a dynamically located disk, so this 8 gigabyte will be reserved. Click next. Here we have a summary. Then we click finished. Okay. Virtual machine is under creation. Okay. Here we have the virtual machine created and all the summary. Okay. To begin with the installation, we're going to click on Start button. Okay, machine is starting. So here it is. We're going to select this. Okay, the machine is starting, so we have to wait until we can see the prompt. Here it is. Okay, to begin with the installation, we're going to set the console keyboard layout and font. So we're going to use United States keyboard layout, but just to show how we can change the keyboard layout. We have to navigate to the type of our keyboard. So in this case, the keyboard is of QWERTY type. So we're going to go to User, Share, KDB, Keymaps, E386, QWERTY. So here I have all the keyboard layouts for a QWERTY keyboard. So if, for instance, I want to load the United States layout, I just have to type this command, keys US. So with that, the United States layout is set. Now, if I don't know, I want to use another layout, just have to type load keys and, for instance, RU. So when I hit enter, the keyboard distribution, the keyboard layout, sorry, will change. So let's stay with the United States layout. Now, if, for instance, I want to change the font, let's clear this. So, user share KDB. Sorry, KBD. So here in user share KBD console fonts, we can find all the fonts that we can use. So maybe we're going to use, just to show how to change the console font, going to type set font. For instance, we can use TR 132B. Now when we hit enter, we can see how the font changes. Okay, I'm not gonna use this font, so I'm going to type set font and hit enter just to load the default font. But it's good that you know that you can set the console font that you like. So that's the way to do it. So let's continue. Okay, let's proceed. Now we're going to check if we have internet connection because we needed to install all of the software. So first of all, I'm going to check with this command the interfaces. So here we can see that we have an interface number 2 with a IP address. So to check that it's working, we're going to use ping archlinux.org. So here we can see that we are receiving packages. So it's working okay. Now we can proceed with this. Okay, now we're going to update the system clock. Anyway, in this environment, the time will be synced automatically once a connection to the internet is established. So we're going to type this command time date ctl. So here we can see that the time is set using UTC as time zone. So we're going to leave this as it is for now. So we clear the screen. We can proceed with the next step. Okay, now we're going to partition the disks. We're going to use fdisk to do this. First of all, we're going to list this. So the first disk is SDA. It's 8 gigabytes in size. So here we can see this, the size in bytes and in sectors. So when we use fdisk, we're going to define the size in sectors. Now I'm going to explain how to do that. First of all, we're going to see the help for this command. So here we can see all the flags that we can use with this command. But we are going to use the command with the partition that we want to format. So we're going to list all the partitions. We're going to do fdisk dev SDA because we want to partition this device. So here we have work on screen. Then we can hit M to see the commands. We're going to use N because we want to add a new partition to the disk. We hit N, so we select primary as partition type. Here it says which number to assign to this partition. We're going to assign number 1, first sector. We're going to hit enter because the first sector it's 2048 because first megabyte is reserved. So we're gonna hit enter. Here we have to do the calculation. Let's say that we want to reserve 6 gigabytes for the partition. So we're going to calculate the number of sectors. So we're going to do 1024 to the power of 3. This will give us 1 gigabyte expressed in bytes, and then we're going to multiply that amount by 6. This will give us 6 gigabyte expressed in bytes, and then we're going to divide this by 512 because each sector has 512 bytes. So this final number is what we are going to type here. 12582.912. So we're going to hit enter, and the new partition is created. Create a new partition 1 of type Linux and of size 6 gigabytes. So far, so good. Now we're going to print partition table. Here we can see that we have dev SDA1 who start at this address or this position, and then this other position, the number of sectors, the size, ID, and type. Here we can see that a sector is 512 bytes. So that's why I divide the amount of bytes by 512. So now we're going to create swap partition. So we are going to see the commands again. We hit N because we are going to add a new partition. Partition type, let's hit primary. Partition 2, first sector automatically will be calculated with last sector of the first partition. So we hit enter, and the last sector, okay, will be the end of the disk. So we'll hit enter. Create a new partition 2 of type Linux and of size 2 gigabytes. But we don't want the swap partition to be of type Linux, so we're going to hit M. We're going to hit T because T is to change partition type. So I'm going to hit enter. We're going to change type of the second partition, and here we can type L to show all the partitions type. So here we have that number 82 is for swap partition. So we're going to type 82, we're going to hit enter, and here we have that change type of partition Linux to Linux swap / Solaris. So I'm going to hit M. We're going to see for the last time the partition table. Now we can see that the dev SDA1 is type Linux and size of 6 gigabytes, and we have that SDA2 is a Linux swap / Solaris partition and of size of 2 gigabytes. So now we're going to save and exit. So we hit W, who is writable to this and exit. Then we hit enter, and we can see that we can check that changes are applied to the partition. So here we have the device with two partitions, one partition for Linux and another partition for the swap. So, okay, now that we partitioned the disk, we can proceed with the formatting step. Once the partition has been created, each newly created partition must be formatted with an appropriate file system. So we're going to use this command, make file system. We're going to see the help to see how to use it. So taking into account that when unspecified make file system will use a ext2 to define the file system, we're going to define it using this flag and set the file system to ext4. So we are going to create a file system over the SDA1 of type ext4. So we're going to hit enter. Here we can see that everything is done. And then we are going to create a swap file system for SDA2. So we're going to use this command, make swap, the SDA2. So here we can see that the process is done. Once we are done with the partition formatting, we can check the format of the new partitions with this command, this block with the flags F for file system and capital T to see the output formatting in tree style. So here we can see that SDA1, the file system type of the SDA1 partition is ext4, and the file system type of the SDA2 partition is swap type. So we are done with this, and we can proceed with the final step of the pre-installation. So the final step to finish the setup of all stuff before we can install the system would be to mount the recently created partitions. So we are going to mount the root volume to /mount with the mount command. Mount /dev /sda1. Remember, we will use SDA1 as our root partition. /mnt. So hit enter. The partition is mounted. And now, as we create swap volume, we're going to enable it with swap on command. So swap on /dev /sda2. So we hit enter, and the swap volume is also mounted. Further in the installation process, we are going to generate the file system tab with a command that will detect the mounted file system and swap space. But for now, we are going to stop here. So, bye.